So, you have an overview of what drivetrains are for road bikes and mountain bikes, and today we're going to give you an overview on the maintenance of said drivetrains. So let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another great episode of Toolbox Topic. I'm joined once again by my co-host, Brandon Van Leuven. Brandon, how the hell are you?
Yeah, doing well.
Good, nice. Been kind of busy around here lately with springtime and peak biking season coming. I'd say it's actually already here, and for like maybe the next 4 or 5 weeks. In Arizona,
it's going to be summer tomorrow.
Right, you never know here in Arizona. So here in Arizona, our peak season, I mean, we have that time, but I'd say now the weather is perfect. You got mid 50s in the morning, you got mid to upper 70s, low 80s in the afternoon.
Little windy, but that's all right.
Yeah, we're good with it. Sun's up at 6 a.m. so you can get an early start there. It's beautiful. And until probably through, I would say Memorial Day, we're good. And then it's going to be too hot to ride during the day. So, all right, I digress. Enough jibber jabber on that. Guys, you watched the last video and we did an overview of the drivetrain for a road bike and mountain bikes.
Yeah.
Some of the differences. Brandon and I gave our opinions on where drivetrains are going for the future of biking. And today, here at Czech Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix and Goodyear, Arizona, we are going to give you an overview of the drivetrain maintenance. We won't be doing any adjustments today, but we're going to show you some things that you need to look for and pay heed to add life and longevity to your drivetrain components, because they are expensive, for sure.
And today we're going to be talking mostly to our viewers around this area, because everywhere you go it's going to be a little bit different, maybe more maintenance, maybe less maintenance. We're going to talk today about our area here, the Southwest area.
And Brandon's right. So always consult your local shop for maintenance for your area. Pacific Northwest is going to have different type of maintenance, just like the East Coast or down south in the Florida area. If you're
like as far as frequency and all that stuff.
So. Especially if you're on a coastal town, that sea salt air and everything like that can also provide different wear on your components. So this is for the Southwest region. So don't sit there and say, well, I live in whatever state and this is what I have to do. We get it. It's going to be different for everybody. So for everybody who's in the Southwest region, this should, for the most part, cover you guys. Some of the things that you want to get started, like things we should be using, things we should be doing, Brandon, before we break to the second camera angle, or?
Let's break.
Break? All right.
Break yourself, fool.
All right. Brandon, what do we got?
So the first thing I want to kind of point out is everyone should probably own this. Anybody who owns an avid cyclist probably should own this little tool. This is the Park Tool Chain Checker. They make a few different versions, but really this is the most straightforward one that I can offer you. It's $10 and it could literally save you hundreds of dollars in the future. What this little guy does is it shows you the life of your chain in the life that's already been spent, shall we say. So I have two settings on here, 50 and 75%. When it goes in at 50%, and I'll demonstrate this in a moment, at 50%, you're going to want to start paying closer attention to the wear of your chain. At 75% for preventative maintenance, just go ahead and change that chain out, just to be safe. You could probably go a little further after you get into 75%, but if you're riding a nice bike with Dura Ace, AXS, something like that, you're going to be spending a lot of money if you let it go too far. So come on around, let's go around, I'll show you how this little guy works.
Okay.
Well, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read which setting I'm checking, but because this chain is brand new on a brand new bike, it's not going to go in either way. So here we go. We're going to use, and also making sure that if you have a master link, that the master link is not in this equation, because it will skew the reading. So no master link in this set that I'm testing. Right here, this little hook is going to go into one inner link. And then if this drops in, right now you'll see it does not drop in. If it drops in, you'll know the reading you're at. Either 50 or 75%. Now some people come in, it drops in at 75%, and then the tool goes back and forth. It's so worn out. Time for some bad news.
Right.
So this is, again, I can't say enough how inexpensive this is and how much it could potentially save you in the future.
Now, with the worn train, what other issues can a rider experience, and how does a worn chain affect the longevity of the rest of your drivetrain components?
That's something I should have mentioned. So as the chain wears out, what we want to do is protect the rest of the components in the drivetrain, mostly the cassette and the chain rings. The chain rings don't wear out as quickly as the rear cassette does, but still, they'll wear down. As the links kind of grow, they don't mesh up very well with the pattern or the shape of the rear cassette, and that begins to wear down the rear cassette. What we really aim for is that you can change your chain maybe 2 or 3 times before having to change the rear cassette. That would be the most efficient way to go about this. Okay. And you're going to wear out your chain. If you ride your bike, you're going to wear these parts out. You're going to have to change them at some point. So let's play this smart. Let's do it as minimally as possible.
Right. Okay, makes sense. Cool. Now, when we talk about rear derailleur, what type of maintenance do we have on a rear derailleur? Rear
derailleur doesn't require a ton of maintenance, and that's going to fall under the cleaning that we're going to do right now.
Okay.
So we were talking about, I'm just going to walk over here and grab a couple things. We're talking about here in the Southwest where everything is dry. Typically,
right.
It's been a wet season this season, but typically what we're dealing with is dry, dusty conditions. If we do get a little bit of wet, you probably know that stuff that sticks to your chain, it's like sandpaper. Mm-hmm. I personally will clean my chain and the drivetrain parts after every single ride or before the next ride, because it is that gritty here and there's that much potential for us to wear down those parts with the sediment that gets attached to our chain and cassette. So really the best thing to do is get an old, well, we have shop towels here, but if you have an old sock at home or an old t-shirt that you're not using anymore, use that to go over your chain. Another nice thing to have is an air compressor, a little bit of high pressure air at a distance would be great to take some of the dust off, not just the drivetrain, but the entire bike. Again, I stress at a distance. If you move that too close to any bearing parts, you could potentially introduce dust and sand into the bearings, and you'll be doing more harm than good.
Okay.
But really the easiest thing to do is, I'm going to pass in front of you. After each ride, if you have a stand, that's great. Before I own any stand or a bike shop, I just put the bike against a wall, right. And that'll work just fine as well. And really just go backwards with the chain and just wipe off as much as you can. The more time you do, the more time you have, just go ahead and take your time. You're not going to get it perfectly clean ever. Look, right. This thing's brand new and it's kind of dirty.
Yep.
Just from being on the showroom floor. So be practical about this. Don't spend all day getting this thing absolutely spotless, because you're never going to get it. Plus,
you're going to get it dirty the next time you go out.
It's going to be dirty in 10 seconds as soon as you hit the trail. So again, be practical about that. So I will do the chain until I feel satisfied that I've made a good difference. The pulleys as well. You have your lower jockey pulley, upper jockey pulley. I'll go ahead and give these guys a pinch, depending on what lubrication you use. That might be building up in lubrication, especially if you use like a wax base. So I'll make sure that these guys are clean and not building up a bunch of grime and dirt as well.
Okay.
Front chain rings, what you could do is, if you have, this one has 2 obviously, whatever one does not have the chain on it, go ahead and give that a wipe down as well. And then, if you have a multiple system in the front, dump that chain to the next gear, and then you can get both sides of your big gear. Wipe those guys off.
Now, when we talk about maintenance for the front derailleur, is there any maintenance that we should be concerned with?
You can keep that clean as well. What I like to do, they don't require a ton. Every once in a while, what I may do is spray like a Teflon lubrication onto the joints here. I will definitely hold a towel behind it, give it a quick spray wherever there's any kind of pivot point.
Okay.
And then using that rag, a clean rag, just wipe off all the excess. We don't need that thing covered in lubrication. However, the points are so small that you're inevitably going to get a lot of that derailleur wet with lubrication. So just wipe off all that excess, because that's going to attract more dirt in the future.
And when we talk about the shifters on a road bike as far as maintenance, Brandon, what kind of maintenance can our viewers expect to do? Is there no maintenance? Is it just when they go, and that's it?
Yeah, there's not much maintenance that you can really do at home on a shifter. They are going to wear out eventually over many years. Arizona in the hot, dry times of the year, you may have the potential for the cheap grease that they initially put in the factory to crystallize or dry out, and that might affect shifting as far as the pawls being able to engage the ratcheting systems inside. That'll probably be more of a job for your local bike shop to try to bring those back to life.
Okay. All right, well, let's swap out this road bike really quick, get the mountain bike up there, and let's talk about the mountain bike and similarities and differences.
Cool.
All right, so now we're back. Got the mountain bike in the stand. What are some similarities and differences, and we could start up front with our shifters and work our way back, that we're going to see as far as maintenance for a mountain bike versus a road bike?
Again, starting with the shifter, there's not much you can do. The best thing you can really do for these guys is to keep riding them. Really, them sitting for a long time is their worst enemy, truly, especially if we're in hot conditions like we have here.
Okay.
So the more you ride your bike, the more you exercise the little components inside here and keep them moving, the better for those things. Should they stop engaging? Again, that's going to be something you'll probably have to bring into the bike shop. We'll open it up, we'll exercise the pawls, lubricate inside, flush them out, clean them out, and I would say probably 99 out of 100 times they come back. Sometimes they don't.
Okay.
In which case, you have the conversation then of how you want to proceed.
Okay.
But what we're doing on this drivetrain is going to be almost exactly what we just did on the road drivetrain,
right,
except for one thing, and that is when we have the clutch on these guys, these will require service at certain times as well. This cap will come off,
right,
and I think we already did a video on this before.
We have a clutch video that's going to be up top and everything, and it was a great video as far as that goes, so we'll link that up top. But
so one way you're going to know if this needs service is give this guy, engage the clutch, and then give a little push and pull on the cage. If it feels grindy, if it feels choppy, if it does not feel smooth, then you know that needs maintenance as well.
Okay.
And you could refer back to that video, but I would suggest bringing it to the shop and having your local shop do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. It's not super hard, but why be responsible when you can make somebody else responsible?
Right. Now, before we go on, Brandon, there's one thing that I forgot to ask, and I'm sure some of our viewers might be curious at this point. Bottom brackets. That's part of the drivetrain. Mm-hmm. I would consider it part of the drivetrain. What type of maintenance do we see with bottom brackets, and what are some of the things that we need to look out for with bottom brackets?
Our modern bottom brackets are fairly inexpensive, fairly simple, and that makes them a throwaway item at this point. The best thing that you can do is not use high pressure water, high pressure air around the bottom bracket, because again, you can push in contaminants. It's going to push the grease out, push contaminants in, and that those bearings are not going to last as long. So it's up to you. If your bike is really dirty, a very light shower spray would be fine on those areas, but no high pressure. Never high pressure water.
So kind of like the Ronco with the bottom bracket, we just set it and forget it.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
So just be gentle with those parts, and then again, just like their drivetrain parts, they are going to wear out at some point. They're going to start creaking. That's when you know they're going to make noise. They're going to creak. They might sound louder as the grease wears out, and at that point, depending on what you have, we're gonna 86 them and just pop new ones in there.
Pop new ones in?
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. So now both road bike and mountain bike, we feel that we've made a difference in the cleanliness of that drivetrain. We feel like we've actually done something productive. So now it's time to re-lubricate that system. Now, again, this is going to differ wherever you live. We use a lot of dry lubes here. These seem to be the three favorites in this shop. We have the Muck Off, Dumontech, and Squirt.
Right.
These are fantastic products. They work absolutely.
I've been using them for years now.
Absolutely great. I love the Muck Off and I love the Squirt for my mountain bike. It seems to work really, really well. It doesn't build up, and I like the way. I like the consistency of it because I don't waste anything. As I put the lubrication on the chain, you can see exactly where you've been and you know where to stop when it comes back around.
Right.
So Dumontech I'll use on my road bike. It's a little stickier, and I don't think I want that on my road bike because I might attract a little more even though I wipe off the excess. Then my mountain bike, yes, excuse me. So I like this for the mountain bike. I like this for the road bike.
Yep.
And I'll dabble with this on the mountain bike as well.
Yeah.
So these are fantastic products. This is going to change depending on where you live, absolutely. So as you mentioned earlier, contact your bike shop, see what's working for the area, and you'll probably get some pretty good advice.
Okay.
So what we want to do is when we're re-lubricating, and I'm just going to demonstrate with this Tri-Flow, is, again, put it in your bike stand or put it against the wall. And what I will do is just we don't need it on the plates. All we need are the rollers and pulley, the little rollers, to get a little lubrication in there. About 1 or 2 drops. You can come around a few times depending on how dry it is. And to be honest, I'm not really squeezing this on there because the chain's brand new.
Right.
But I'll do this a few times. Allow that lubrication, whatever you're using, to penetrate the plates and the pulleys, or the rollers, excuse me. For about, it just takes a few seconds, maybe give it 15, 20 seconds to penetrate. And then using that rag, whatever you have handy, remove all the excess. And you can really keep going with this because it's gonna be all inside the parts that you can't see.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll always feel it. If there's a little bit left on my fingers when I'm done,
Right.
I'll feel pretty good with that, and I'm ready to hit the road or hit the trail.
Nice.
Excess lubrication is going to do bad things.
It's your enemy.
It's going to get all over the place. If you have disc brakes, we've seen excess lubrication actually contaminate disc brakes because it whips off and it gets all over your rotor and pads, kills those things. It will attract more dirt and grime. So again, doing more harm than good. Please wipe off all the excess. You just don't need anything left over when you're done.
Nice. All right, well, let's transition back over to By the Bench. We'll close this one out and tell people what they can expect with the next video. All right, guys, magic of movie making, we're back. And so we're back behind the bike and everything like that. And we have now gone and given you an overview of drivetrain maintenance for the Southwest region. As we are very quick to point out, your mileage is going to vary. And we don't say that to try to escape from being responsible for going into everything. And seriously though, different conditions are going to require a different type of maintenance and a different maintenance schedule than what we have here in the Southwest. And we want to make sure that you are receiving proper care for your bike. So definitely consult your local bike shop. If you're up in Colorado, in the Denver, Aurora area, you could check out Adventure Cycles in Aurora. My buddy Eric owns that shop. It's a great shop. They're getting snow right now. They're still getting snow, but I mean, that type of maintenance is going to be different than, we don't live in Flagstaff. Flagstaff gets snow, but we don't get snow here in the valley. So it's just a good example where his customers are going to receive a different type of maintenance schedule than we would down here in the valley with Brandon and Trek. So just kind of keep that in mind, my friends, as far as that goes. We're going to be doing another video here on now adjustments. So that one's going to be here in the next few days. So stay tuned for that one. And we're going to go over some of the adjustments you can make yourself instead of bringing it here to the bike shop. Do it your damn self.
Oh, yeah.
If you've watched any of our YouTube shorts, it's an inside joke there. We're not trying to be mean. But our goal for these videos, though, is to help you as the mountain biker, road biker, the cyclist, to be able to care and maintain your bike, do basic maintenance that might save you out on the trail instead of having to walk or push your bike back, obviously, to the vehicle, and save you a little bit of coin if you don't have to bring it into the shop all the time. Sure, you know, Brandon's going to lose out there, but it's good because now you can put that money towards upgraded components, you know, or new saddles so you're more comfortable or something along those lines.
A white saddle.
Him and his white saddle. So, but that's why we do these videos, and we definitely enjoy sharing them with you. And your questions are always poignant, and we enjoy those as well. We're an interactive channel. So, on that note, my friends, like, subscribe, bell notification icon. It's the trifecta we love here so much. Helps out with the video, helps out with the channel. There's going to be some links down below. The most important one is Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix. If you have any questions on anything related to bikes, don't call and ask what the Nikkei index is this day. That's something I would do. Or the gestation period of a giraffe. Keep it about bikes. Right? They will be more than happy to help you and give you any information that you might need, or if you're obviously local, you can come down and see them as well. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work. Those links are going to be down below for our social media. We get the word out about Get Out Arizona. We do group rides, group hikes. It's a whole lot of fun. We're definitely an interactive group that way. Other links down below are affiliate links. If you make an additional, or if you make it a qualifying purchase, you will not be charged any additional monies, but we will receive a small commission, and it helps out with gas money, park pass money, and coffee money, which is the other trifecta that we love so much. So, what do we say? Be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on the trail, and we have to ask, What are you waiting for?
Get out, Arizona.
Yeah, a little swagger in that voice. We'll see you on that next adventure. Take care, everybody. Brandon, we'll see you next week, man.